Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, Miss Dewi. Good afternoon, my beloved friend. My name is Marisa Prameswari. I am representative from Group 3. Today, Group 3 will be presentation about drama, the title of Othello. Before that, I will be introduction my friend from Group 3. There is Shaffa Marwinda, Thia Nurdjayanti, Ayu Andhara, Muhamad Fauzi, dan Wafiq Mafaza. Okay, in this slide, I will tell about the main point in this PowerPoint. Number 1, definition of the world of Othello. Number 2, dramatic structure. Number 3, describing character and characterization. Number 4, discussing the language rhetoric. Number 5, interpretation of Othello. And last, the conclusion. Okay, point number 1 is definition of Othello. Othello, full title is The Tragedy of Othello. The Moor of Venice is a tragedy written by William Shakespeare, probably in 1603, set in the contemporary Ottoman-Venetian War at 1570 until 1573, fought for the control of the island of Cyprus since 1489, a possession of the Venetian Republic. The port city of Famagusta finally fell to the Ottomans in 1571 after a protracted siege. The story revolves around two characters, Othello and Lego. Othello is a military commander of Moorish race who was serving as a general of the Venetian army in defense of Cyprus against invasion by Ottoman Turks. He has recently married Desdemona, a beautiful and wealthy Venetian lady much younger than himself, against the wishes of her father. Lego is Othello malformed inside, who maliciously stokes in master's jealousy until the usually stoic Moor kill his beloved wife in fit of blind rage. Due to its enduring themes of passion, jealousy, and rage, Othello is still topical and popular, and it's widely performed with numerous adaptations. Okay, the next slide will be explained by Shaffa. Definition of the word play, Othello, theme. The play Othello by Shakespeare is one of tragedies written around 1603. This tragedy has the themes of love, jealousy, betrayal, and revenge. Okay, next slide will be explained by Shaffa Marwinda.
I will continue talking about setting. The setting where this drama is made in Venice, which is on the European continent, precisely in Italy and Cyprus, which is an island country located in the Mediterranean Sea, south of the European continent, or Southern European. Characters in Othello. There is Othello as the main character, Desdemona as Othello's wife, Iago as soldier Othello, Cassio as loyal captain of Othello, Brabantio as senator or father of Desdemona, Emilia as wife of Cassio, Bianca as Cassio's girlfriend, Roderigo as a rich man who lost Desdemona, Michael Cassio as Othello's lieutenant, Duke of Venice as the official authority in Venice, Montano as the governor of Cyprus before Othello, Graziano as Brabantio's kinsman, Clown as Othello's servant, and last, Londovico as one of the Brabantio's kinsmen. Next is the plot. Othello was a Moor, not a Venetian. Othello secretly married Desdemona, or a daughter of Senator Brabantio. Othello has a subordinate named Iago. He was disappointed that the position of lieutenant he covered was given to Cassio. Because of that disappointment, he cleverly took revenge on Othello. Roderigo, a rich man in Venice, likes Desdemona, but after learning that Desdemona is married to Othello, he is disappointed. Then, Iago understands with Roderigo telling Brabantio, Desdemona's father, about his son. Brabantio disapproved of the marriage because of Othello was a Moorish origin, not Venetian. Next slide will be explained by Ayu.
I will continue talking about plot. Then Othello ordered him to Cyprus to attack from Turkey. With Desdemona, Iago and Cassio, they went to Cyprus. In Cyprus, Iago cleverly tricks Othello into believing that Desdemona is having an affair with Cassio. Out of jealousy, Othello orders Iago to kill Cassio. Iago praises Roderigo for killing Cassio. Cassio was injured in the attempted assassination and screamed sadly. Hearing Cassio's screams, Othello thought Cassio was dead. Then Othello killed his wife, Desdemona. Then Emilia, Iago's wife, told Othello about her husband's evil plans. The end of the story, Othello commits suicide because he is haunted by his gold and regret. Sources: Shakespeare's source for writing Othello comes from Hecatomethy 100 Tales, c. 1565 by the Italian writer Giambattista Giraldi, 1504 until 1573, who wrote under the pseudonym Cintio. Translations of some of Cintio's stories were included in The Palace of Pleasure, 1566, 1567, 1575, which was compiled by the English translator William Painter. But Shakespeare may have read the story in Italy or France. How is the story of Othello? The first act is set in Venice, and the following chapters are set in the harbor on the island of Cyprus. Othello, a good Moor, or North African, spent as a soldier and became an army soldier serving the Republic of Venice, Italy. He married Desdemona, a beautiful Venetian girl who was much younger than him. Desdemona's father, a senator named Venetian Brabantio, complained to the Duke of Venice that Othello had stolen his daughter, but Othello still justified his actions. Soon after, he was ordered by Cyprus to resist the Turkish invasion. He brought with him Desdemona and Cassio, a young Florentine whom he had just promoted to lieutenant, and Iago, a soldier who had proposed as Othello's assistant. It was Iago who decided to destroy Othello by saying that Desdemona had an affair with Cassio. It was out of respect for Othello that he bypassed his promotion, and it was the Moorish leadership that seduced his wife. However, the source of Iago's hatred of Othello has been the subject of speculation and controversy for generations. Using Cassio and another young man, Roderigo, as pawns in the game, Iago warns Othello that Desdemona is cheating on him. Finally, he orders his wife, Emilia, Desdemona's maid, to steal the handkerchief given to Desdemona by Othello. Iago confirmed that the handkerchief was in Cassio's possession and that Othello saw Cassio do it. After being consumed by Iago's incitement, Othello kills Desdemona by strangling her in bed. In the closing scene, Emilia helps reveal Desdemona's innocence, and Iago kills her. He also killed Roderigo for failing to kill Cassio. but the letter found on Roderigo's body proved that Iago was at fault and he was eventually arrested. After Othello finds out that he has been tricked, he stabs himself to death. He described himself as unwisely loved but too kind. Thank you. Next slide will be explained by Rival.
Okay, thank you, Ayu. Othello is a play primarily concerned with language, ability to conceal the truth, and the play's style reflects the duality of speech. From the opening scene, Iago uses language to manipulate others and disguise his true intention. When Iago tells Rodrigo, "I'm not what I am," he's actually showing the audience just how duplicitous he is. Iago's shift register depending on who he is talking to. When he warned Brabantio that but when he is talking asides to the audience directly, Iago uses poetic, metaphoric language. Dangerous ones said are in their nature poisons, which at the first are scarce found to this day, but with a little act upon blood, burn like the mines of sulphur. This line suggests that Iago uses vulgarity more as a rhetorical device to anger his listener than because it truly expresses who he is. Iago's facility with language reveals his cunning and intelligence and makes his manipulation of Othello believable. Once Othello resolves to kill Desdemona, his speech becomes poetic again, heavy with a sense of the inevitability of what he is about to do. He kisses the sleeping Desdemona, saying, "So sweet was near, so fatal. I must weep, but they are cruel tears. The sorrow heavenly, it strikes where it doth love." As Othello is always honest in his speech, he is unable to detect the dishonesty in Iago's words and emotion. Outstanding feature of Othello, we can see that the whole play is talking about the handkerchief that Othello gives to the dramatic structure. Othello is universally known because the nicely constructed of all Shakespearean tragedies. Besides for a short passage of clowning, there is no digression within the play. The action starts shifting later than after the first 10 traces of the play. We note that the tragedy has a three-element structure. The first part consists of the wedding of Othello. The second one element offers with the poisoning of Othello's soul via Iago, and the third of Othello's murder of Desdemona and his discovery of ways he has been duped through Iago. As is clear, every component arises certainly out of what had preceded it and carries forward the theme to its logical end. Inside there's three divisions. Shakespeare takes care of the four structural pieces into which his plays are divisible: exposition, problem and improvement, climax, and denouement or catastrophe. These are of course additionally the recognized structural division of a dramatic work according to classical essential ideas.
Thank you, Rival. And I will explain about character and characterization. Othello, the play's protagonist and hero, a Christian Moor and general of the armies of Venice, Othello is an eloquent and physically powerful figure, respected by all those around him. Desdemona, the daughter of the Venetian senator Brabantio, Desdemona and Othello are secretly married before the play begins, while in many ways stereotypically pure and meek, Desdemona is also determined and self-possessed. Iago. Iago is 28 years old. While his ostensible reason for desiring Othello's demise is that he has been passed over for promotion to lieutenant. Michael Cassio, Othello lieutenant. Cassio is a young and inexperienced soldier, whose high position is much resented by Iago, truly devoted to Othello. Emilia, Iago's wife and Desdemona attendant, a cynical, worldly woman, she is deeply attached to her mistress and distrustful of her husband. Roderigo, a jealous suitor of Desdemona. Young, rich, and foolish, Roderigo is convinced that if he gives Iago all of his money, Iago will help him win Desdemona's hand. Bianca, a courtesan or prostitute in Cyprus. Bianca's favorite customer is Cassio, who teases her with promise of marriage. Brabantio, Desdemona's father, a somewhat blustering and self-important Venetian senator. As a friend of Othello, Brabantio feels betrayed when the general marries his daughter in secret. Duke of Venice, the official authority in Venice, the Duke has great respect for Othello as a public and military servant. Montano, the governor of Cyprus before Othello, we see him first in Act 2 as he recounts the status of the war and awaits the Venetian ships. Lodovico, one of Brabantio's kinsmen, Lodovico acts as a messenger from Venice to Cyprus. Graziano, Brabantio's kinsman, who accompanies Lodovico to Cyprus. Clown, Othello's servant. The language, rhetoric of Othello. Rhetoric was used in Othello to convince other characters to do something or feel a certain way about something. It served as a very effective way for Iago to accomplish his plan throughout the course of the play. Figurative language. Shakespeare loved using tools like metaphors and simile, which are kinds of figurative language, to make people use their imagination. In the play Othello, Iago, the bad guy, and Othello, the good guy turned not so good guy, but is figurative language to describe their action, intention, and emotion. And the next slide will be explained by Thia.
Next, the language rhetoric of Othello. Metaphors. X. Her name that was a phrase as Dian's visage is now behind and black. This line is a metaphor because Othello basically saying that Desdemona's now burgundy red and black reputation was a white as snow. Smile. X. The food that to him now is luxurious as lotus in a smile. Lego compress that taste to food to the delicious taste of locusts. The language rhetoric of Othello. 3. Apostrophe. Act 4, Scene 1, line 54 until 58. Work on my medicine work. In this line, Lego is talking to the poison that he planted in Othello's mind, which makes it an apostrophe because he is talking to an object. 4. Hubris. Act 3, Scene 3, line 114. This the figure of great ones. In this light, Othello is being very harsh because he is basically saying that great people have to suffer more than average people. He is showing his big ego and is using it to convince himself why the human will be unfaithful to him. The language rhetoric of Othello. 5. Comic relief. Act 3, Scene 4, line 3 until 22. This is comic relief because the clown is making puns out of what Desdemona is saying, like he is surely there, and for me to say a soldier lies disturbing. The language rhetoric of Othello. Allusion. Allusion is rhetorical device in the form of a reference to a place, person, or event that is well known and is considered a common knowledge and understood by many people. In its use, a writer or speaker often refers to things related to historical, religious, cultural events, even including things that are fictional, such as famous folklore and many more.
I will explain about the language rhetoric of Othello. Act 4, Scene 1, Historical or Political. Do you triumph, Roman? This is an allusion to ancient Roman generals who, after battle victory, would further wound and humiliate their captives by dragging them behind their chariots. Act 1, Scene 1, Mythological Constellation. Did you so surely find him? Lead to the solitary devices, search, and there will I be with him. This is an allusion to Sagittarius the centaur, a mythological creature that is half horse, half man. High and low language. Othello is characterized by his language. He speaks in the manner of a professional soldier. He boasts few words and even announces his own inability to speak in fancy words or great lead. His language is crude and factual. In short, Shakespeare has helped establish a clear picture of Othello the man by carefully having Othello speak in a certain way. He is further described by the other characters in a thoroughly consistent way. In his dialogue with other characters and his soliloquies, he speaks a uniform language of the typical soldier and man of action. Interpretation of play Othello. The interpretation of Othello is about jealousy. The central character is characterized in very various characterizations of jealousy of Othello. The story is guided us to join the jealousy atmosphere of Othello and how he got mistaken about his wife and makes him murder his wife. He regrets everything and makes him committing suicide.
Conclusion from drama Othello. Othello ends on the gruesome note where the tragic hero Othello murders his beloved Desdemona after being manipulated by Iago and driven by his jealous rage. Iago kills his own wife, Emilia, in order to defend his innocence, but he is taken prisoner for his misdoing. Othello takes his own life after learning of Iago's plot, and Cassio is left as the leading man. Ludovico gives the ending message saying that he will convey what had transpired to the state. Thank you for attention and thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.